Hey guys, welcome to another weekly outlook. Sorry that I didn't do any last week, but I was just so sick. I just couldn't really. I was dying. So glad to be back this week. Let's jump right into the charts. We are starting off with GBP CAD. I have a limit order on this that I got just slightly missed. We are on the monthly time frame here. We are in a fat monthly OB, and we also took out this high here on the monthly. So I think this is due for a retracement. We also have this nice rejection on the monthly and a nice rejection on the weekly. So I think that we can expect some lower prices on that. Still looks quite overextended. And on the 4 hour, it actually looks nice for a shift towards a fresh bearish trend. Or I think that the trend is already bearish. So we have this first break of structure here below this demand, okay, and then this demand also completely failed, okay. It gets swept as an inducement, but the way we come up here, failing to break this high and then coming lower, I really think that this whole demand is gonna be the next trap, and that we're gonna see lower prices probably coming for this low here before we see an uptrend again. So I'm really keen on shorting this. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of a mistake, which is easy to say in hindsight, but I was basically putting my entry here because I thought it's gonna come for the fair value gap, okay? But, and my target's always just 2R, okay? So my target was just here. What I should have done in hindsight was just target this low because this was my target anyway, and just do a Fibonacci style entry for 2R, okay? So don't over refine the entry. In that case, I would have been in the trade already. But because I didn't, I'm not. So I'm gonna adjust my limit when the markets open. So hopefully I get tagged from the inducement here or something. And yeah, I still want to be in this trade because look, this order block swept this as inducement, okay, and we just expect lower prices from a high time frame perspective. And if for some reason we tap into this fair value gap and shoot up like crazy, I can still grow break even if I want to pussy out or something. So I have room until this demand comes, and I'm already in relatively high profit if it would happen, you know. Or if we come down first and then we see this demand not doing its job, which is basically only maybe doing a slow retracement, then this gives me even more confidence that the trade is working out. So I like this constellation. I like it. I want to be in it. So let's see if I get an entry. But I really like this. And then we have Euro USD, very interesting. I personally preferred it to come for the 110 big figure, which would also mean coming for this weekly imbalance. But we swept the weekly structure point with a fat rejection. We are obviously super overextended. So I expect a retracement before we come for the big figure here. And we see that we have a nice structure shift here with first leg fair value gap, second leg fair value gap, and my limit here got missed too. I want to come for this inducement here. I think this is the minimum that we are coming for before we go higher for the big figure, okay? So what I would probably do next week is adjust my entry to go for 1.5 RR. I just want to be in a good trade. I don't care if it's a little less RR, but I think, I mean, I could go and make sure to go for a 1 RR, but that's a little less, little too little RR from me. So I'm probably gonna go for 1.5 R, gonna adjust my limit. But right now my limit was that and I got missed, but I think this is a nice short here. So then on the watch list is NZD CAD. This looks super beautiful. So what happened on the weekly here is we swept the weekly structure point here, weekly high, and we clearly rejected, like a massive rejection, okay? We also have below some nasty equals here on the 4 hour, 4 touch equals, exact equals. So I think this should be a magnet for price towards lower prices as well. And I just think that these demands are a trap. After we swept so much high time frame liquidity, and with the market switching bearish like this, like first leg boom down, and we get a resweep, fat first leg again, okay? Huge fair value gap. Look at this on the 8 hour, how clean that looks, okay? Huge fair value gap, and then another fair value gap here on the 4 hour. So I think this is a nice inducement high for a 2RR entry to take prices. This is all balanced here, you see that? So I think we're gonna come for this inducement low, at least, if not here for the final target. So I really look forward to hopefully get an entry on this. Looks very clean to me. And yeah, it just makes sense with the high time frame, right? You see how that rejects after the high time frame sweep. Just beautiful stuff, beautiful setup. Very similar NZD USD, okay? We sweep the weekly structure. The previous weekly structure here, this is an old high that got taken out. Massive rejection here as well. And also we fully mitigated this weekly fair value gap, okay? And we also tapped into this weekly OB here. So this is also very confluenced. I think that we're gonna see, just like on EU, you know, dollar having a little bit of a comeback. So I think we're gonna take this out for inducement and then come for this. So this is also a humble entry for 1.5R, but I think it's a very confluence trade. I just don't want to put 2R limit, you know, and then get missed like that, you know, so rather a little less RR, but a high win rate trade. So that's also something I will keep my eyes on. I think I will, since there's so many opportunities, to be honest, I just want to take them all because I'm also hungry for the data, okay? So I think I will just risk a little on every, like try to get in as many trades because it's all valid setups, but instead of being like 2% involved in every trade and then one little retracement kills me with the daily limit, I think I will just do a low risk on all of them, like max 1%. Was I finished on that? Well, yes, on the weekly we had that, and the target is here, the inducement, obviously. This demand looks solid, so price could easily reverse somewhere here, especially because of swept liquidity. So I'm happy to be out of the trade around this level. I think this is the target. So yeah, USD CHF. Okay, we have two options. We could see something like this. Okay, a short from this OB, but for me, checking the weekly, okay, this is too low for me to sell, man. Hey, be my guest if you want to sell that. It's kind of valid on the 4 hour only, but it's too low for me to sell on a high time frame perspective. It's a continuation trade in an old trend with huge fair value gaps above. For me, this is, I wouldn't be surprised if it works, but I'm not confident enough. It's just not my trade. It's just I'm not confident enough to risk money on that. So it's all good. If you want to take this, be my guest, but don't complain if it induces this level and then comes lower. What I would prefer is longs, okay? So what I want to see is, look at this nice little inducement low here on the weekly. I want this to get taken out, okay? And then we can see the cleanest longs in club history, okay? So I want to see price come lower here, give this demand a little reaction, okay? Then we fail, something like that. Obviously, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. I'm just telling what I think could happen, okay? Then we sweep this, then we fuck around a little, then we re-sweep this, break above, okay, second leg, and then we can take this higher. This is what I want to see, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Maybe we come up first as well, this somehow works out, and then we get that later on. But this is something that I'm watching since 2 weeks or so, and I'm gonna patiently wait for it to happen because I think it could shape up very, very nicely. I'm just gonna leave the arrow on for now. Okay, so this is something that hopefully manifests this or next week. Let's see. This is something that I got missed on a little bit. We see that we swept the weekly structure here, tapping into weekly fair value gap, fully closing it actually, or almost fully closing it. Very nice. Fat rejection on the weekly, okay. And then just price never looked back and just came higher. So I think this is a nice continuation trade, okay? I'm not the biggest fan of continuation trades, but in the context it makes sense. Why? First of all, because we are super crazy in discount on the high time frame leg, okay? So if you want to see this as a whole leg, or even just this as a leg, we are in extreme discount, okay? So buying in discount obviously makes sense. And second of all, we are close to the extreme sweep, okay? It's not like we are up here with the stop loss, but the stop loss is still near the extreme sweep, okay? And the other thing is everything here is mitigated. Price doesn't have really a reason to induce this to then come higher. If we come here, we are just wrong on the bias and we'll probably come lower. So this continuation trade makes sense because we are so low and everything beyond is mitigated and we are just, yeah, still low. So makes sense. I should have taken that probably just for 2RR, not over-refined entry. In this case, we swept the inducement, but spared the fair value gap, which always can happen. So this was on me. On the other hand, I don't know in hindsight. This is all hindsight, right? I don't know if I would have the balls to enter here with a limit or with market execution after such a push down. Yen does like that high momentum sell-off to then get reversed on completely, just like Euro GBP. Euro GBP loves that too. But I don't know if in hindsight if I would have had the balls to take it. But it's a very valid setup, that's for sure. And I would consider it, if we somehow not had to take profit here and come down slowly, I will very surely consider that, okay? So I'm gonna leave the position tool like that. Put an alarm here, alert here once we get into the proximity. Yeah, and guys, that's it for the week. A lot of nice setups, a lot of them actually close to a possible entry. So popcorn's out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so ready. And let's see what happens, guys. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, shoot me in the comments. I will answer every single one of you. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you, guys. Take care.